What's going on, lovey-dovey's? Auntie Cuckoo's got another doozy for you. I'm going to tell you guys about the bathtub murder, or the bathtub murderers. I don't know how you want to look at it. But either way, the story is going to be about two young teenage sisters who murdered their mother in the bathtub. But before I get into all the details, as usual, please don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel, storytimewithauntiekookoo, K-O-O, if we're on YouTube already. Like I said, click that subscribe button, baby. Click it, do it. And also, click the bell to get new video notifications for all my new shiznizit. Let's do it. You guys ready for this story? Let's break it down. So, this story, first and foremost, takes place in my country. What? You guys didn't know that I'm not from America? Oh my goodness, let me tell ya. Where you think I'm from? Jamaica, because your Jamaica me crazy. No, babies, I'm from Canada. Nobody believes it. They're like, what? Canada? You got an attitude of a, New York, got attitude like a New York, maybe Chicago or New Jersey, but they're like, Canadians are always so nice and polite. That's definitely like not you, cuckoo. I'm like, really, bitches? Really? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I see what you mean. I'm definitely not like a Canadian. But anyway, so this story takes place in Canada, my land, my home, my place, where most of my loved ones are. And it takes place in 2003. Now, because of this story, like I mentioned before, it is about two teenagers in Canada. The names have been changed of the girls in the story. Like, their names are not out there. Even the mother's name's been changed in the story. So the names are made up. I just want to make sure we're on the same page with that. I also do want to remind everyone, just because I said I'm from Canada doesn't mean that I know these people. All right, I didn't hang out with them. These weren't my peeps. I don't know them. I'm just sharing a story. Let's do it. So, like I said, it takes place like 2003 when the incident happens. But we've got two young teens, Sandra and Beth. Beth, also Elizabeth, same thing, are 15 and 16 years old. There is speculation that there's a younger brother as well, but that's not always brought up, so we'll keep that out for the moment, for now. Anyways, so growing up, their mom, Linda Andersen, was obviously working two jobs and was able to make money, but I don't know why I said obviously, sorry, but wasn't able to provide a good life for her children because she was a full-blown alcoholic. Like, that was her thing. That's what she did. She was able to get up and go to work and do what she had to do, but like, I don't know, like I said, I don't hang out with them, but like, was drinking on the way home, couldn't make it without going through something, without like chugging down some boo-hoo-hoos. Multiple boyfriends in and out of these children's lives with Linda Andersen, the drunk mom. Different boyfriends, whatnot. The boyfriend that kind of broke the camel's back, the straw that broke the camel's back, they say, was Doug. And he was molesting these two young girls, Sandra and Beth, aka Beth Elizabeth. But was molesting them on top of physically and verbally abusing them, and their mother, and she was just getting drunk and ignoring it. And these girls lived in like poverty. Mom was making money, working two jobs, but it all went to her own desires, her own addictions, her own needs, her own mental health issues, whatever was going on with mom. The children were being neglected massively. No food, they had secondhand clothes, and the girls becoming into their teens, 15, 16 years old, are looking around at their friends and like, what's happening here? Mom would rather get wasted and have Doug, mom's boyfriend, come in and molest us every night rather than buy me, a new shirt or, provide a warm meal for us. So these girls had a lot of anger and frustration. Finally, Doug was arrested, apparently, for abusing the girls. And they were like, things are going to get better with mom. Well, they did not. Things got worse. Mom continued to work her butt off. What up, beautiful Jenna? But mom continued to work her butt off and nonstop and continued to drink worse and worse and started getting involved with no more things and being more neglectful. And the girls were at a breaking point. And that's when they put a plan into motion between the two of them to get rid of the issue, being mom. So they went online. Like I said, this back in 2003. I mean, even teenagers these days probably wouldn't realize how much they can track online. But obviously they had no idea they were going to be able to track all the things they were looking into. But the girls go online and figure out how to dispose of mom. So it is January 18th, 2003 when the plan goes into place. And as a typical Saturday weekend goes, mom's drinking and the girls, are at times mom's like, fill my drink up. Fill me up, baby. I can just see it. And the daughters are doing so and like, yeah, plans in motion. So they're boozing mom up. Well, in Canada, we have, I remember this because of my grandmother. God rest your soul, Papa. I am thinking of you. But because my grandmother, they have something called Tylenol 3s in Canada, which they're pretty much like a Vicodin. They have codeine in them. It's not like a regular Tylenol. They have actual codeine in them. So as mom, being an alcoholic already, again, I'm talking about the story now, not my family. As I just mentioned, Bubba. Anyways, so mom being an alcoholic already and the girls are feeding her drinks, they start crushing up Tylenol 3s. Again, like I said, it's equivalent to like a Vicodin. They end up crushing up over 6 of these, putting them into mom's drink, getting her boozed up, and now, I don't know, almost comatose. I mean, after that much, your heart rate starts to slow down, your reflexes, you kind of fall into a deep sleep and OD or pass away or come into a coma, whatever the case is. So the plan's in motion. Ed mom pretty much starts becoming, limber and wasted. And the girls put the next part of the plan in, load up the bathtub with some water, assist their mother into the bathtub, undress her, and say that they're going to help wash her and like soothe her and whatnot. So as these girls are helping wash their mother in the bathtub, they finally ask mom to turn over onto her stomach so they can really scrub her back for her, really get that good back scrub in there. So as mom does that, they had already researched how long it would take for somebody to drown. And if I remember correctly, it said 2 to 6 minutes. So the girls decided to split the difference and make sure to hold her underwater for 4 minutes. So they, as mom turned over for them to scrub down her back, held her head underwater for 4 minutes. I guess they're just sitting there looking at their clock like, so do you think we should go to school tomorrow? Or should we just like hang out? I don't know. Let's have dinner. We got like 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Like I said, again, I have no idea. I wasn't there. But 4 minutes. If you look at it, that was like 10 seconds that I just took up. 4 minutes. That's a lot of time to just be sitting there. And granted, I get mom was, intoxicated and had the codeine and was probably slow reflex and whatnot. But you have to imagine that, she wasn't already dead. She had to fight at some point. We're talking about 15, 16-year-old little girls. 4 minutes, that's a lot of time. I'm not going to do it to you guys to sit here for 4 minutes in silence because, I don't know, my parents would probably think that you guys just won the best race ever if I was ever quiet for 4 minutes straight. But that's a long time. So they had decided, and they did, they held her for 4 minutes straight. Mom died, obviously. The next part of the plan was to go ahead and get an alibi. So the girls meet up with a couple friends down the street from their home and have dinner and celebrate, shall we say, the death of their mother who had neglected and abused them and allowed these men to come into their lives and, abuse them as well, and who had chose booze over them. They were celebrating that. The next part of the plan was to then go home, walk in the house, and find mom drowned accidentally in the bathtub. So the girls call 911. 911, what's your emergency? My mother is drowned. These girls are hysterical, apparently. Absolutely hysterical throughout the call. And the 911 operator is begging them to pull their mother out of the bathtub and try and give her CPR. And the girls are refusing. Like, I don't want to touch her. I can't touch her. I won't do it. Apparently, they should have won an Oscar is what I've heard. Like, they did a freaking amazing job, apparently, because they believed it 100%. Let me tell you what happened next. What happened next was the police show up, the ambulance shows up, the fire truck show up, the whole shebang shows up. And they're like, oh my God, these girls are living in squalor. I mean, not absolute squalor, but like in poverty. These girls have been through a lot. Oh my God, their mother's a drunk. She's, a drug abuser. She got wasted, passed out, did the head nod, and drowned. These poor children. That's what happened. Case closed. Done, you would think. The girls are happy, right? Mission accomplished. 007. Got it. Good. So, as time goes on, obviously everyone's like, oh God, these poor girls. Let's, coddle them and cuddle them and be there for them. Well, Miss Sandra, if I remember correctly, and like I said, they're not even the real names anyways, becomes a bit of a fan of the booze. Obviously, she murdered her mother. She's dealing with guilt now. Becomes a fan of the booze. So as they're at parties, Beth and Sandra both are like, yeah, we murdered our mom. We drowned that bitch. That shit happened. And then, go home the night, wake up the next day like, oh, I was just wasted last night. I don't know why I said that. This goes on for a year of nonsense. Well, apparently Sandra specifically really takes to booze over this year and literally not only is telling friends and people that she knows about this, but is getting wasted, like telling strangers, pretty much anyone that will listen, confessing the entire murder to them. Finally, one of their friends, who's a dude, is like, this shit sounds a little sketch. These bitches keep talking about it. I think we might want to let someone know. Holla. Woo, woo. Yo, 911, po-po. I got a story to tell. And by the way, can I get some, oh, dang, I had it right on the tip of my tongue. Confess witness money. I don't know what it's called. A little reward. So, I don't know. That's not why I'm saying he said it, but that's what I'd be thinking. No, I'm joking. That's not nice. Anyway, so he calls and he's like, listen, I know these girls, and what had happened was they keep saying, especially the Sandra, she keeps saying that she murdered her mother, and the cops are like, all right, hold up. Hey, let's get you some recording stuff and see what happened. So they did. They suited up his car, and these girls jump in the vehicle. They did it. They jumped in that vehicle, and he's like, hey, remember when you guys were all wasted the other day and you were telling me about the time you murdered your mother and how you drowned her for 4 minutes? Could you tell me that again? And they're like, yeah, what had happened was she pissed us off and she neglected us and she didn't care about us and her boyfriend was molesting us and abusing us and we had enough and we held her under the tub for 4 minutes. Rented her. Caputo. And he's like, oh, thanks so much for sharing it with me. Your secret's safe with me. Shh. And then they're like, all right, thanks. You can drop us off at home. And they drop him off. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know. Is that how it went down? I don't know exactly. But what happened was there was recordings and they got busted. They confessed it all. Needless to say, they both got charged with first-degree murder. As they should be. Like I said, I mean, my story or little skit wasn't exact on, but that's pretty much what happened. They confessed their own business. My dog's having a freak out. Chill. I apologize about that. That's not part of the story. That's happening in real life. Ugh, you're killing me. Anyways, so now I have to rush. Get over here now. Come on, you're gonna have to wait. I don't know. Is this the worst story ever? Get out of the room now. Unbelievable. So sorry. Worst story ever that just had to happen. Like I said, I don't cut my stuff. So needless to say, the cops, they arrest these girls and they confess it all. And they, again, in Canada, like I said, that's my homeland. You guys know, most people don't believe I'm from Canada because they're so nice all the time. And apparently people don't think I'm that nice. They say they think I'm from New York or Boston or Jersey or Miami. Anyway, so they confront them and that's done. So in Canada, because they're underage, they get sentenced to the minimum. And let me look it up. I've said everything off the top of my head so far, which was amazing from me and my memory. But they were both charged with first-degree murder and were sentenced to, as young offenders in 2006, could only be sentenced to 10 years, which gave them both 6 years in actual jail and 4 years of community supervision, you know, like parole type thing here we have in the States. But let me give you a little update that, again, like I said, this was years ago. I mean, crazy to think, almost 20 years ago. Time is flying. But both of these girls have been, I want to say parole, but that's not what they call it in Canada, but they've been released. And they were released early. And like I said, the names are not correct, but we'll call them by the names that they go by. Even still now, the names are not given. But Sandra, which was the oldest one, she actually ended up going to college and becoming a scientist and has at least a young child of her own. And Beth, Miss Elizabeth, actually ended up going to law school and graduating and becoming a lawyer, and apparently is doing really well, and has a young child of her own as well. And both girls are in their 30s. So I've seen some interviews and they still do it like with their face completely blurred out and voice change and stuff. I've seen at least one interview with one of the girls where they talked about, you know, how guilty they feel about the decisions they made to murder their mom. Obviously it was completely wild circumstance. I mean, not complete. I mean, it happens all the time in America, sadly, of abuse and stuff. So I don't mean to say wild circumstances like it's like the craziest thing, 1 in a million, because sadly it happens all the time. But, you know, they were abused, and, you know, when you're a kid, your brain's not fully developed and stuff. It makes me think of other stories that I want to cover and talk about, and I will. But, that's what I got for you guys. I don't know. I don't want to get all sidetracked on a whole other thing again. But thank you, as always, you guys, for checking in with me. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Click it. And click that bell so you get new video notifications. Love, share, do your thing, chicken wang. Do good things. I'll check you on the flip side. Be kind to one another. And thank you always for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Deuces, babies.